that meeting management is important or not. If you really ask me, meeting management is not at all important. You know, I remember, I will give you one instance just for an example, you know, just for the viewers. I never met Sera management till the price was 700 rupees. Okay, so one day a friend of mine told me that he knows the CFO and all, or the management, whatever, he knows the management and all, and you should meet him. I said I don't want to meet because I never bought any shares after meeting the management. Whatever stocks I have bought, always I buy, you know, before, because that is, I don't. So anyway, now coming to my point, at 700 rupees, so there was some conference, that company had organized some conference, you know, in Mumbai, and I went to meet them. And I realized that maybe the stock should not do well, or maybe there would be some problem in the company and all. This is what I could understand from the meeting and all. Eventually, actually, I did not sell any shares, and you see what happened to the price. So I think management himself doesn't know. So far, small cap and mid caps are concerned, I think management himself doesn't know that what is going to happen in the economy. And what is happening, since they don't know anything about the economy, how would they know about what is happening? They may know something like what expansion they have, what are their future plans and all. But the internal factors must be in their control. But external factor, it is not in the control of the management also. So I think it's a futile exercise. You should, if you are a long-term investor, if your vision is very short, like suppose if you want to buy a shares for 1 year or 2 years, then maybe you need to meet the management. So for me, it is not important. And second question was that I always am looking out for the you know, change in the sector. What is happening, as I said earlier described. So that is you can call it a bottom-up approach. But first, I should like the sector. Then I should find the smallest company in the sector. You know, like usually all these companies having only 4 or 5 companies in every sector. So I should find the company which is smaller in size, and then if I like the company, if I like the management is the first criteria. If I like the management, then I will buy in a big way in the sense whatever money I have at that point of time, I will buy the shares.
All right, that explains the philosophy of entry. Now the second follow-up is exit. You said that, you know, you're always 100% invested. So, but at the same time, one should also keep booking profits. So how does Vijay Kedia sell shares? I mean, how does he think of looking at exiting opportunities?
No, when I find that, as I said though, stay invested in a sunrise industry at any cost and stay out of a sunset industry at any cost. When I see or when I realize that maybe the sun is setting in the sector, that is the time that I would exit the stock. Or if I find some management is doing something fishy or something which they should not do, you know, then also if their focus changes, then also I would sell the shares. Or the shares become so expensive that it is irresistible, then also I could sell. Or I find some another story, you know, that stock has already gone up 10 times, 20 times, or whatever it is. Times are not the criteria. But if I find some better story than the existing stock, then also I may exit.
That's a very, very interesting philosophy, Mr. Kedia, that you know, typically when we think of micro caps, small caps, everybody says bottom up, bottom up. But it's a very interesting approach that you first identify the bigger macro theme, the big sector, and then within that you look for the smaller names that you can back on. So to go back to the quote that you've been making, that stay invested in sunrise sectors at any cost. What are the new sunrise sectors you see? You know, there's a lot of chatter on EV. Look at a stock like Electra Green Tech. The moment anybody says renewable EV, stocks start hitting the roof. Do you like that? Do you like anything else? What else is interesting you now?
No, it's a large sector, you know, not only EV in the sense what EV two-wheeler, EV three-wheeler, EV four-wheeler, retrofit, then battery, then BMS, there's whole gamut.
Solar cell,
solar
you know,
cell,
so much,
there's so many things. So it depends on what you like. So as I have invested in Atul Auto, they are they are also into electric three-wheeler. Although company is not doing well now, that's because you see the numbers of whatever June, March, May numbers were not good. So that one should remember always that there is always, you know, there are many, as they say, you know, slips between the cups and the lips. So that is there. But I have invested in electric.
So you like electric mobility as a theme?
Yes, electric mobility.
Okay. Anything else? Sunrise themes?
Like aviation, I like.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Interglobe.
Interglobe, I've invested. It's in people know I have talked about it, that I like Indigo. Again, it's not a recommendation. You should do your homework. But a simple matter, you're in Bombay, if you ride a auto rickshaw, it costs you 23 kilometer, 23 rupees per kilometer. If I have to go to Bombay, from Bombay to Delhi, say it is 2,000 kilometer, it will cost me 4,000 rupees if I book my ticket 30 days in advance. That means 2 rupees kilometer. In 14 days, if I have to book within 14 days, then it will cost me 8,000 rupees. Okay. Then again, it's 4 rupees kilometer. So Indian, this airfare are the cheapest in the world. You know, I do not mean that they should increase the fare and all, and it does not come into any regulation also. Government cannot control. If government would like to control the aviation sector, then we have to go by walking.
But I think the minister just recently,
cycle.
The minister recently said that there is no plan, right, to cap airfares.
They cannot, but it is not under regulation. Yeah.
Now that you put it that way, now that Mr. Kedia describes it that way, that even at 8,000 rupees, it's 4 rupees a kilometer, and your auto rickshaw charges you 23 rupees a kilometer. That's new perspective. Now I won't feel that bad when I'm booking my next flight, maybe.
Mr. Kedia, you know, you're famous for coming up with very simple sayings in a way, which describe your thoughts about the market in a very creative way. You're a very creative person. So I don't know if you want to sing, but I just want to ask you, there was something you said, life is rude.
Yeah.
Right? If you, and it was a, please, why don't you tell us?
Yeah, I will read out to you.
Why don't you read it out?
Yeah. Life is rude when you try to figure out the trend of inflation, recession and crude. Life is cool when you stay invested in this market like a fool. Life is fun when you are invested for the long run. Life is a blessing when you don't compare investing with casinos and racing. Life favors when you don't entirely depend on economists, chartists and neighbors. Life slaps when you can't avoid the temptation of investing in Bhangar cap. Life honors when you invest with the mindset of co-owners. Life is a fight when you want to become a millionaire overnight.
Wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's well said.
A lot of wisdom, right?
Absolutely.
In a very entertaining way. So I think with that, we'll say thank you. Thank you so much for dropping by, making the trip across Bombay. So wonderful.
23 rupees per kilometer.
Still cheaper than taking a flight, so not bad.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kedia.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll take a quick commercial break. That's the conversation with Vijay Kedia. The market is recovering. I mean, we're down just, 45, 50 points or so at 18,778. We'll take a break and we'll be back with Rajesh Kothari. Okay, I think, Surabhi, we have Rajesh with us.
Actually, we do have Rajesh joining in now, so let's carry that conversation forward. Rajesh Kothari, Managing Director at AlfAccurate Advisors. Rajesh, good afternoon. Good to have you in the conversation. So, you know, we were having a larger perspective conversation with Mr. Vijay Kedia. I want to dial back to a little more of the here and now and this predicament that the market seems to be in. You know, today we were just 6.7 points shy of this all-time high level, and then selling has set in. But I want to talk to you about the financial space in a little more detail, Rajesh, because for whatever reason, there has been consistent selling in banks. They are underperforming the Nifty as well. Do you think this is just some tactical moves, some shifts playing out? Or is this perhaps something bigger that's building up, maybe something to do with margins and the outlook going forward? Your sense on financials?
So, thanks for having me. I think when you look at the overall financials,